How's everybody doing? My name is Efren Johnson. I want to thank everybody for reading my blog. Hope you guys have been enjoying what I've been writing. I guess the big topic of today would be LeBron James going to Miami to play for the Heat with D Wade and Chris Bosh. I can't say that I didn't think this was going to happen. I think deep down inside I was in denial. I thought he would come back to the Cavs and give them maybe not 6 years, but maybe 3 or 4 years. Because I really thought that the team they had last year really could have won a championship if they had more time to play together. Just having Antoine Jameson come over and play a half a season really doesn't give them enough time to really gel and get that team chemistry up. Like I said, Antoine Jameson looked like he was lost sometimes when he was out there on the floor because he's new to the team. He's not used to the plays and what LeBron likes to do. I think playing against someone and actually being on someone's team are two different things. You see a different thing as an opponent than you would as a teammate from that player. But I really thought he would come back. But actually, I thought that maybe even the Bulls had a chance to get him because I thought them bringing Carlos Boozer over would draw LeBron to come over there. Because I think with LeBron coming over there and Carlos Boozer, they probably would have had one of the top 2 or 3 starting lineups in the NBA. And I think that really would have given them a chance to win a title. But I don't think LeBron James really wanted to play in Michael Jordan's shadow. He's kind of already in his shadow, so that's even more pressure. So I think at the end of the day, I think the Miami choice was probably the best choice for him to make. Anytime you get a chance to play with Chris Bosh and Dwyane Wade, why not? That's a great opportunity to do right there. I think what the Heat need to make this work is Pat Riley's definitely going to have to go out and get some role players that can knock down shots, that can help rebound and play defense. Chris Bosh is not going to be able to guard the fives in this league. He cannot play a five position. He could, but he can't guard the five guys, the centers on the block. He can't do it. He's not strong enough to, stop a Dwight Howard or a Shaquille O'Neal, down there. And of course you wouldn't want LeBron James as your 4, even though he could play the 4 in the NBA, he could, but I don't think you really want him doing that unless that's a push come to shove type thing. They'll definitely put Bosh in at the 5 and LeBron at the 4 at times throughout the season. Just to throw in a different lineup. That's a faster lineup for them, so that'll definitely help them out with LeBron being able to play really 4 positions on the floor. Bosh can play 2, and D Wade can play 2 positions also. But they're definitely going to need rebounding. Chris Bosh is not going to be able to rebound a whole lot. I definitely think his rebounding will go up this year from what it was last year because he won't have to focus so much on scoring. Same thing with LeBron James. I actually think that LeBron James could actually average a triple-double this year. Maybe not huge numbers like Oscar Robertson, but 20, 10, and 10. I think he could do that. But they definitely, like I said, they definitely need guys that can spot up and hit shots consistently. Because when D Wade and LeBron go to the basket, they're definitely going to need guys to kick the ball out to. Same thing with Chris Bosh. He'll still see some double teams, maybe not as many as he saw this past season or he has in the past. But he's still going to have guys out there on the perimeter other than LeBron and D Wade to pass the ball to that can consistently knock down shots. And of course, you need guys to play defense. And like I said, to help rebound. Rebounding is very, 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 very important when it comes to winning games. A lot of people get this thought in their head that the Heat now, since they have this new big 3, a younger big 3, that they're going to roll over a lot of teams. I don't think they're going to do it right away. I think at some point within the next 5 years they'll start to do that. The chemistry and stuff will get there. Just because these guys are 3 great talents don't necessarily mean that they can play together and be a great team. It took the Celtics really a whole season to really come together and gel together. So it's going to be the same thing for the Heat as well. Even though these 3 guys have played on the same team before in the Olympics, the Olympics and playing in the NBA are 2 different things. But I really think that next season I'm not gonna say they're gonna struggle, but I definitely know they'll win more than 55 games. I'll say that. I'll definitely say they'll win more than 55 games. They might even be the number 1 seed coming out of the East next year, but they still got teams to contend with, like the Celtics, who are bringing back their whole team. Really, if Rasheed Wallace comes back, they'll have their whole team back. Even though Perkins is injured, they did add Jermaine O'Neal, so he can step in for a while until Perkins is healthy again. Orlando still basically has their same team. They added a very good backup point guard in Chris Duhon. The Hawks, they're still the same team too. Even though they've been knocked out of the second round, swept in the second round in the past 2 years, they're still a young team that's hungry. The Bulls getting Boozer, that's definitely going to put them, up towards the top in the East. The Bucks, can't forget about them. They're going to, they'll make some noise too. So the East is not really, the East have caught up a little bit, I think, with the West. I think the West still somewhat has the power still, but not by much. I think that a lot of people. We'll see a different East team different Eastern Conference this year. A lot more teams will win a lot more games. Somebody asked a question this morning on TV. They said, would this hurt or help the NBA by, these three guys being in Miami? I really think it'll help it more than it will hurt. I think ticket sales will go up all over in everybody's arena. Even when these guys come to town, tickets will, the ticket sales will go up. Everybody's going to want to see these guys play, whether you are cheering or booing for them, because we know there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to hate on these guys. They're going to wish that they don't win any games and, all sorts of stuff, because, the decisions that these guys have made. Mainly LeBron James. I think a lot of people were really hurt by that decision that he made last night. But, I think it'll definitely help. The Heat, I'm sure they'll be sold out if they're not already sold out right now for the whole season. People are going to want to see these guys play. Miami's going to kind of become like LA is when, the celebrities come out and see the Lakers. There's going to be a whole lot of celebrities down in Miami that want to see these guys play. And like I said, whenever they travel anywhere, you'll see arenas that probably will never ever sell out. Like people when they go see the Clippers. The only time the Staples Center really sells out is when the Lakers are there. The Knicks, they'll attract more people as well. Plus they got Amari Stoudemire too, so they have a little more to look up to also. But I really think that this Heat team could be very, very, very good for a very long time if these guys stay together. If they can put their egos aside and play as a team. And if it's all about winning a championship, then that's how it should be. I think that LeBron James will put his ego to the side. I think D Wade will do the same thing, and I think Chris Bosh will. I think Chris Bosh mainly because he hasn't really been on a team where he has a chance to win a championship. This will be his first season where he has a chance of winning a championship. We know Dwyane Wade has done it in the past. LeBron has been to the finals, and he's taking his team deep into the playoffs, but he's still hungry for that ring. Like I said, I don't think they're going to come out and win a championship this year. Unless they go out and get some amazing role players to put around these guys. Not even amazing, just some good role players to put around these guys. It's not going to happen. I think that the Heat are going to have LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwyane Wade to take big pay cuts. I'm talking, $4-5 million off their pay this year, just so they have enough money to bring over guys that can legitimately help these guys win a championship this year. This team with these three guys are built to win a championship consistently all the time for the next 8 to 10 years. These guys are young. They're all in their mid-20s. They have at least 10 more good years in them, all three of them. And if they can surround themselves with good role players, guys that can help them on the defensive end, rebounding and knocking down shots, they can definitely win championships. I'll even go on a limb and say they're not going to win a championship next year, but I'll say after that, in the next 8 years, they have a chance to win 3 to 4 championships out of the next 8. That's just how good of a team they have down there with just those three guys. So, we will definitely see, what these guys are made of. Let's see, what they can do, and hopefully, they can win some championships and shut up, some of these people who are doubting them. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm supporting them too because they're all great basketball players. Well, thanks you guys for tuning in. Look out for another video coming up soon. Thanks.